Good morning, everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes to quickly make a video to show you how to create a Google form so that you can use it to take attendance for e-learning days or virtual days. This is something that once it's done, you can get a link and post it on your Canvas page through the attendance button. So jumping right in, so as you can see, I'm on a Google page. I'm in my school Google account, which you must be in order to do this. You can't use your personal account. To get to the Google Forms, you're going to click the 9 little application dots up here that say Google Apps. We're going to scroll down just a bit, and we're looking for a purple, what looks like a piece of paper called Forms. So if we click that, it's going to open all the Google Forms that you have. You probably won't have many forms here, if any at all. You see all the ones that I've created and have used. But to get started on a blank form, you simply click the big plus button. It says blank at the top here. It says start a new form. That's going to open up a blank form for us. So what first thing we need to do, it says untitled. We need to change that to whatever your title is. So I'm going to change this to attendance form. You can give it a description. I'm just going to say used for e-learning. Okay. Once you get that done, then you can jump right into your questions. So some basic questions that we need to have on here are first name, last name, date, and then your classes or periods or however you want that to look. So first question, I said first name, and it changes your answer type automatically from multiple choice to short answer. So the system kind of knows based on your question what kind of answer you're looking for, and it changes it to short answer. Down here at the bottom where it says required, I would strongly suggest that you change this to required. Changes it from clear to purple or from white to purple. This means that the students can't skip this question. This question must be answered in order for them to submit the form. You want this. You don't want them to skip questions. Okay? So first name is done. We're going to move on. We're going to click this plus button up here with the circle around it. That's add a question. So we're going to say last name. And again, it changes it to short answer automatically for you. Change it to required. Again, that means they have to answer it in order to submit. The reason we have first name and last name in two separate questions, because when you get responses and then you get a spreadsheet of your data of all the answers, this means you can sort by first name or last name. If you had it as one single question, you wouldn't be able to sort very well. So one of the nice things about doing it this way is when you get your data, it comes in a spreadsheet. You can sort it by name. You're going to be able to sort it by date. You're going to be able to sort it by class name. All of those things. So we want those in separate columns. Okay. Let's add another question. This will be the date. So we'll type date as the question, and notice it changes the date answer automatically. We're going to change that to required. Again, we don't want to skip that. And then here we're going to say what class are you taking attendance for. So we'll just type class. Leaves it as multiple choice. If it changes it for some reason, you can just click on it, change it back to multiple choice. And here's where you type your options. So let's say, class name, we're just going to say period 1. We're going to add an option, period 2, period 3, period 5. So a couple other things, once you've got all your questions created, is that if you made a mistake and you need to get rid of a question, there's this trash can here at the bottom of every question. If you need to delete the question and start over, you can move questions around. These 6 little dots here, if you hover over them, you see the 4 arrows pop up. If you click and hold, you can drag the question where you want it to go if you maybe got something out of order. Okay. The last thing you need to do, however, before we move on to the next step, is get the link for this form, because what we're going to do is put this form or have a link to this form on your Canvas page. They're going to click a button. It's going to open up this form so that they can actually take attendance. So the last thing you need to do is click this big purple button, purple send button up at the top. And in the middle here, we're going to see what looks like a little paper clip. If we click that, we're going to get this link. And if we click and highlight it, we need to copy it. Okay, so you have to have this link copied before you move on to Canvas. So this is a very important final step. If you don't do this step, you're not going to be ready to move on to Canvas. So again, copy that link, and then we're ready to move on to Canvas.